This is All India Radio. I'm Naresh Mago and with me is Anuja Kumar with the Midday News. The headlines. Active COVID-19 cases in the country dropped below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months, while recovery rate rises to 87.78%. Health Minister says 3 vaccine candidates developing well in India, with one at stage 3 clinical trials. In Uttar Pradesh, 9 people killed in an accident in Pilibhit district. Over 69 lakh tons of paddy worth more than 13,000 crore rupees procured at MSP in the current Kharif season. Festival of Navratra begins all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes happiness, peace and prosperity to people. And in IPL cricket today, Rajasthan Royals to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore and Dubai, and Chennai Super Kings to clash with Delhi Capitals at Sharjah. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a note of caution to stay safe and stay protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear face mask. Maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing. Focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. India has achieved a significant milestone in its fight against COVID, as the active caseload of the country has fallen below 8 lakh after 1.5 months. The total positive cases in the country today stand at 7,95,087. They comprise nearly 10.7% of the total cases. The active caseload was below the 8 lakh mark last on 1st September. The national recovery rate has also grown to 87.78%. With a high number of COVID patients recovering every day, India's steady trend of registering dipping active cases continues. The total recovered cases stand at 65,24,595. The gap between active cases and recovered cases is consistently widening. 70,816 patients have recovered and were discharged in the last 24 hours, whereas the new confirmed cases are 62,212. India is the only country with the highest recoveries and continues to have one of the lowest fatality rates globally. Today, the fatality rate stands at 1.52%. These have in tandem resulted in a consistent slide in the active cases. 78% of the new recovered cases are observed to be concentrated in 10 states and UTs. Maharashtra contributes more than 13,000 to the single-day recoveries, followed by Karnataka with more than 8,000 recoveries. 837 case fatalities have been reported in the past 24 hours. Of these, nearly 82% are concentrated in 10 states and union territories. Maharashtra has reported the maximum single-day deaths with 306 fatalities. The centre continues to support the state and union territory governments in the collective fight against the global pandemic. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has deputed high-level central teams to Kerala, Karnataka, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and West Bengal. The teams will support the state efforts towards strengthening containment, surveillance, testing, infection prevention and control measures, and efficient clinical management of positive cases. The central teams shall also guide in effectively managing the challenges related to timely diagnosis and follow-up. Minister of Science and Technology Dr. Harshvardhan has applauded the great work carried out by all the scientists, even beyond their mandates, and said that there are 9 vaccine candidates in the world which are in the advanced stages. He said in India, 3 vaccine candidates are developing well, with one of them in the advanced stage 3 clinical trials and 2 others in stage 2 trials. Chairing a meeting on COVID appropriate behavior with heads and directors of autonomous institutions of Department of Science and Technology and CSIR yesterday, Dr. Harshvardhan expressed the hope that India will soon have indigenous production of the corona vaccine. Pointing out that the fight against COVID is not over yet, Dr. Vardhan cautioned people against complacence, carelessness and casual attitude towards combating COVID-19. He stated that the next 2.5 months are going to be very crucial in the fight against corona because of the winter season and the festival season.
Telangana state reported 1,451 new COVID-19 cases during the past 24 hours. With this, the total cases in the state has gone up to 2,20,675. The recovery rate has also marginally improved to 89.1%, with 1,983 more people recovering yesterday. This took the number of recovered people so far in the state to 1,96,636. Meanwhile, the daily bulletin issued by the State Medical and Health Department this morning stated that total deaths rose to 1,265, following 9 more people succumbing during the past 24 hours. Currently, the state has 22,774 active cases, out of which 18,905 are at home isolation. In Puducherry, the COVID-19 recovery rate stands at 84.86%, the fatality rate is 1.77%, and the number of new cases is showing a declining trend for the last few days. Of the 32,978 cases, 27,984 were treated and discharged from the 4 regions of the Union Territory. More from our correspondent.
According to the COVID-19 status report released by the Health Department today, 222 persons were tested positive for the coronavirus disease and 3 died. 313 persons were discharged from various hospitals. Presently, 1,606 persons are being treated in hospitals and another 2,814 positive cases are under home isolation, and a total number of 574 died, leaving 4,420 active cases here. Meanwhile, a teacher and 2 students of different government schools tested positive. It may be noted that schools in Puducherry were opened from October 8th onwards for the students of standard 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Already, few political parties agitated to reopen the schools here considering the welfare of the students. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
A call center to address the grievances of people has been set up in Maharashtra's Chandrapur district in Vidarbha region. The Corona Call Center helps people in providing proper information on quarantining and mental health. It had also helped in resolving the issues of the stranded migrant laborers when the countrywide lockdown was imposed in March this year. Our Mumbai correspondent gives more details.
The Corona Call Center has been set up by the District Administration of Chandrapur in the month of March itself, when the COVID-19 induced lockdown was imposed in the country. Since then, it has provided guidance and help by communicating with over 1 lakh citizens. Initially, the Corona Call Center interacted with migrant laborers and quarantined persons coming from outside the state and district to help resolve their problems. Later, the center started counseling of COVID-19 positive patients as well as the people who came in contact with an infected patient. The center has been doing significant work as it gives a much needed support to patients who feel demoralized after being infected with COVID-19. Currently, patients undergoing home quarantine too have been contacting this call center. With Madhuri Pange, this is Kunal Shinde, AIR News, Mumbai.
Khel Ratna and Padma Shri awardee Deepa Malik has urged people to wear masks, wash hands and maintain social distancing to protect themselves and their near and dear ones from coronavirus. Talking to AIR News, Ms. Malik said people have to be more cautious during the festive season and continue the fight against COVID-19.
I make a humble request in continuation of the Jan Andolan that we are talking about regarding Corona and our fight against Corona. COVID-19 is very much in the air. It is still existing around us. It is our moral duty to take care of our health of our near and dear ones. In the mood of the celebrations, in festivities, let us not forget that we have to continue to wear the mask. We have to continue to keep washing our hands and also maintain the social distance. It is important not only for us but for our near and dear ones that we keep Corona away and we keep the fight on against COVID-19.
The government has said that over 69 lakh tons of paddy has been procured from more than 6 lakh farmers during the ongoing Kharif marketing season. Agriculture Ministry has said Food Corporation of India, along with other government agencies, has procured paddy from various states and union territories of Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Uttarakhand, Chandigarh, Kerala and Jammu and Kashmir. The ministry said the government continues to procure Kharif crops at its minimum support price, MSP, from farmers as per its existing MSP scheme. The total MSP value till date has been to the tune of over 13,128 crore rupees. The Agriculture Ministry said, based on the proposal from the states, an approval was accorded for procurement of over 41 lakh tons of pulse and oilseeds for Kharif marketing season 2020 for 10 states. These states are Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Telangana, Gujarat, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. The ministry has also sanctioned procurement of 1.23 lakh tons of copra for the states of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that the government's commitment to protect the MSP and the government procurement of crops are the essential components of food security. He was taking part in the program on the occasion of World Food Day. He said farmers in the country are important pillars in the government's endeavour towards food revolution. He stressed that the farmers have played a significant role in maintaining a robust food supply chain in the country, even during the tough times of coronavirus pandemic.
MSP और सरकारी खरीद देश की फूड सिक्योरिटी का अहम हिस्सा है, इसलिए इसका वैज्ञानिक तरीके से अच्छी व्यवस्था के साथ अच्छा प्रबंधन भी हो और ये आगे भी जारी रहे, ये बहुत आवश्यक है और हम इसके लिए प्रतिबद्ध हैं.
The Prime Minister released a commemorative coin of 75 rupee denomination to mark the 75th anniversary of Food and Agriculture Organization FAO yesterday. He hailed the role of FAO in ensuring food security across the globe. The Prime Minister also dedicated 17 recently developed bio-fortified varieties of 8 crops to the nation.
In Uttar Pradesh, 9 people died and many were injured in an accident in Pilibhit district. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has asked officials to provide every possible help to the injured and ensure early treatment. The accident took place in the wee hours today at National Highway 730 when a road-based bus collided with a four-wheeler. District Magistrate Pilibhit said the injured have been admitted in various hospitals and the serious ones have been referred to hospitals in Bareilly and Lucknow.
3-3:30 बजे एक भीषण दर्दनाक हादसा हुआ जिसमें रोडवेज की बस की टक्कर बोलेरो पिकअप गाड़ी से हुई है. 8 लोगों की मृत्यु की अभी तक पुष्टि हुई है और लगभग 32 लोग घायल हुए थे, जिनको रात में ही एम्बुलेंसेस की व्यवस्था करा के CHC पे उपचार के लिए भेजा गया. जो लोग सीरियस थे उनको जिला अस्पताल लाया गया और कुछ लोगों को बरेली और लखनऊ भी रेफर करा गया है. सरकार जितने भी घायल हैं उनको पूरी तरह से आर्थिक सहायता सरकार द्वारा घोषित करी गई है. उनका पूरा ध्यान रखा जाएगा कि उनको सही से उपचार मिले. जिन लोगों की मृत्यु हुई है उनके परिवारजनों को भी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी द्वारा शासन द्वारा 5 लाख रुपए की आर्थिक सहायता की घोषणा करी गई है.
The Chief Minister has announced 5 lakh rupees each as ex gratia for the victims of the accident.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Active COVID-19 cases in the country drops below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months, while recovery rate rises to 87.78%. Health Minister says 3 vaccine candidates developing well in India, with 1 at stage 3 clinical trials. In Uttar Pradesh, 9 people killed in an accident in Pilibhit district. Over 69 lakh tons of paddy worth more than 13,000 crore rupees procured at MSP in the current Kharif season. Festival of Navratra begins all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes happiness, peace and prosperity to the people. And in IPL cricket today, Rajasthan Royals to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore in Dubai and Chennai Super Kings to clash with Delhi Capitals at Sharjah. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts. चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
In Bihar, scrutiny of nomination papers is underway for 94 assembly constituencies for the second phase of elections. The last date for withdrawal of nominations is 19th October and polling will be held on the 3rd of November. In the second phase, besides the NDA and Grand Alliance, several political parties have fielded their candidates. In this phase, out of 94 assembly segments, The BJP is contesting in 46 seats and the JDU has fielded 43 candidates. The rest of the seats have been allotted to other constituent allies of the NDA, VIP and Hindustani Awam Morcha, HUM. In the Grand Alliance, the RJD is contesting in 56 and Congress in 24 assembly seats. The remaining 14 seats have been given to the left parties. The LJP has fielded 53 candidates, allotting party symbols to several rebel leaders of BJP and JDU. Meanwhile, the campaigning for the first and second phase has been intensified. More from our correspondent.
BJP and JDU leaders are addressing election rallies in support of NDA candidates. BJP state in charge, Bhupendra Yadav, and former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis, addressed rallies in Gopalganj and Siwan districts. BJP leaders are focusing on developmental work and achievements of the NDA government of the center and Bihar in their campaign. JDU President and Chief Minister Nitish Kumar addressed a rally in Nokha Assembly segment. He said crime has been effectively curbed in the state. This effort has ensured peace and prosperity in the province. Mr. Kumar also held rally at Nabinagar in Aurangabad district. RJD leader Tejasvi Prasad Yadav will hold rallies in Munger, Banka and Jammu. The Jan Adhikar Party leader Pappu Yadav alleged in Jammu that Nitish Kumar-led government has failed to create jobs for youth. In the joint press conference held at Patna, the leaders of Grand Alliance today released their manifesto. The Alliance manifesto promises to assure 10 lakh permanent jobs in the state. The CPM, which is the part of Grand Alliance, also released its separate manifesto. Dharmendra Kumar Rai, AIR News, Patna.
In Jammu and Kashmir, one terrorist was killed in an encounter with security forces in Larno area of Anantnag district early this morning. The identity of the slain terrorist is being ascertained. One AK rifle has also been recovered from the encounter site. Talking to AIR News, Jammu Kashmir Police DGP Dilbag Singh said,
जी आज अर्ली मॉर्निंग जो ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया था पुलिस और आर्मी ने मिलकर के इसमें एक आतंकी अभी तक मारा गया है और ऑपरेशन अभी चल रहा है। ये पुलिस की खास इत्तला थी जिसमें पता चला था कि आतंकी का ग्रुप जो है इसी जगह पे छुपा हुआ है जिसपे ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया गया था डिस्ट्रिक्ट पुलिस अनंतनाग के द्वारा। ऑपरेशन चल रहा है जिसमें अभी तक की इत्तला के मुताबिक एक आतंकी मारा जा चुका है और बाकी की कार्रवाई अभी चल रही है।
The festival of Navratra, which marks the worship of goddess Durga, begins today. On the first day of Navratri, Devi Durga is worshipped as Shailaputri. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended greetings on the auspicious occasion of Navratri. In a tweet, Mr. Modi hoped that Ma Jagdamba will bring happiness, peace and prosperity to all. The Prime Minister bowed to Ma Shailaputri on first day of Navratri. He said, with her blessings, may our planet be safe, healthy and prosperous. He said, may her blessings give us strength to bring a positive change in the lives of the poor and downtrodden. In Jammu and Kashmir, the festival of Navratra began today with religious fervour and gaiety. Devotees are thronging temples to offer their prayers. During the 9-day festival, the 9 manifestations of Goddess Durga are worshipped, and each manifestation of Goddess Durga exemplifies a distinctive virtue. More from our Srinagar correspondent.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, devotees are visiting Katra Vaishno Devi, Durganath Temple Srinagar and Kheer Bhavani Temple at Tulumula village in Ganderbal district of Kashmir Valley from early this morning to offer their prayers to the goddess Durga on the occasion of first Navratra. The devotees are adhering to all the required SOPs and advisories issued by the administration while paying their obeisance to the deity. They pray to the goddess Durga to provide a solace to the whole mankind by putting an end to the prevailing COVID-19 pandemic that has claimed lakhs of lives throughout the globe. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has greeted the people on the auspicious occasion of Sharad Navratri. In his message, he has prayed for a better future and prosperity of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and well-being of its people. This is Sunil Kohl for AIR News from Srinagar.
The Gujarat government has decided not to celebrate Navratri in the state due to the coronavirus pandemic. However, Aarti, Puja and other religious activities are allowed under the COVID-19 guidelines. AIR Ahmedabad correspondent reports that Navratri also signifies the importance of Ayurveda, which boosts the immunity of the people against the pandemic. Ahmedabad-based Loka Ayurveda has taken the initiative to popularize the importance of Ayurveda in Navratri. Talking to AIR News, Renowned Ayurvedachari Dr. Hitesh Jani narrates the importance of Ayurveda in the first Navratra.
Ahmedabad-based Lokayurveda has taken initiative to popularize the importance of Ayurveda in Navratri. Talking to AIR News, renowned Ayurvedacharya Dr. Hitesh Jani narrates the importance of Ayurveda in the first Navratra.
मार्कंडेय पुराण का जो वर्णन है, उसमें जो नवरात्रि का वर्णन है पूरा बखूबी आयुर्वेद के साथ और स्वास्थ्य के साथ जुड़ा हुआ है। हम शायद नवरात्रि की देवी की उपासना समझते हैं, लेकिन वहाँ जो बताया, जो जैसे प्रथम नवरात्रि का दिन है, तो वहाँ क्या बोलते हैं, क्या मंत्र है? प्रथमम शैलपुत्रीम नमः। तो शैलपुत्री ये माताजी का भी नाम है, लेकिन शैलपुत्री हरड़ को भी कहते हैं। हरड़ जिसको संस्कृत में हम हरितकी कहते हैं, इसका एक नाम पथ्या भी है, जो शरीर के लिए हितकारक है। कायस्थ उसका दूसरा मीनिंग है, जो शरीर को बनाए रखती है। चित्त को प्रसन्न करने वाली हरड़े का नाम है। तो उसी माताजी का प्रसन्न करने के लिए हरितकी को श्रेयसी भी बोला, शिवा भी बोला, कल्याणकारी बोला। तो इस तरह से हरितकी की पूजा प्रथम नवरात्रि में करनी चाहिए।
योगेश पंड्या, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
The world-famous 10-day-long Dussehra festivities began in the palace city of Mysuru today with religious fervor amid the shadow of the COVID-19 pandemic. Celebrated as Nada Habba State Festival, was inaugurated with puja offered to goddess Chamundeshwari atop Chamundi Hill. The director of Sri Jayadeva Institute of Cardiovascular Sciences and Research, Dr. C.N. Manjunath, was the chief guest this year. He was chosen for the Sara inauguration in recognition of the service of doctors and frontline COVID-19 warriors who are tirelessly working against the pandemic. As part of the festivities, Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa offered flowers to the idol of goddess Chamundeshwari, the presiding deity of Mysore royals. Another event of religious significance was the ritual of Kaveri Tirthodabhava, the puja offered to River Kaveri in Bhagamandala, considered its birthplace. More from our correspondent.
Kaveri Tirthodbhava, or Kaveri river gushing out of a pond on the hills of Talakaveri, was worshipped today. Every year on Tulasankramana, this ritual of worshipping Kaveri river happens in Talakaveri in Bhagamandala. Owing to COVID-19 situation, the district administration had allowed a limited number of people to be physically present during the event. Taking a dip in the Tirthodbhava pond was prohibited. The holy water emerging out of Tirtha Kundika was sprinkled on the people present at the venue. District in charge Minister V. Somana inaugurated a new building meant for Mudi offering, Pinda Pradhan and for performing other rituals near Triveni Sangama in Bhagamandala in Coorg. Sudhindra, AIR News, Bengaluru.
This is All India Radio giving you the news.
अरे भाई सुना तुमने? अरे इस मुश्किल समय में सरकार ने हम कामगारों की मदद के लिए एक और बड़ा कदम उठाया है। कौन सा कदम? पात्रता के नियमों में छूट के साथ ESIC ने अटल बीमित व्यक्ति कल्याण योजना के तहत मिलने वाली राहत राशि को बढ़ाकर दुगना कर दिया है। हाँ, अच्छा।
पात्रता की शर्तों को पूरा करने वाले जरूरतमंद बीमित व्यक्ति राहत के लिए ऑनलाइन दावा www.esic.in पर करें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए अपने नजदीकी ESIC शाखा कार्यालय से संपर्क करें या फिर टोल फ्री नंबर 1800-112526 पर कॉल करें।
Welcome back. The National Testing Agency has declared the result of National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, NEET, Undergraduate 2020. The scorecards are available on the official website of the exam, ntaneet.nic.in. Soeb Aftab of Odisha, who bagged the top rank, attaining a perfect score of 720 out of 720 in National Eligibility Cum Entrance Test, NEET UG 2020, said the lockdown helped him as it gave him more time to prepare. Talking to reporters, Soeb Aftab said he used the lockdown as an opportunity to focus on his preparations and did not stop preparing for the exam.
एक टर्निंग पॉइंट ये था कि जो कोविड के वजह से लॉकडाउन हुआ उसको मैंने अच्छे से यूज में लिया। स्टार्टिंग से ही अप्रैल 2018 से जब मैं आया था अब तक मैं एक बार भी घर नहीं गया। हमेशा ये फोकस रहता था कि मैं जितना हो सके उतना स्कोर करूं और एग्जाम टाइम में काम रहूं। 3 आवर्स का जो टाइम है उसको फुल यूज में लेना है। मम्मी ने बहुत ज्यादा मोटिवेट किया इस चीज के लिए।
Aftab and Delhi's Akanksha Singh scored 720 out of 720 marks, but the Odisha boy was ranked first and Singh second as per the National Testing Agency's tie-breaking policy. The NEET was conducted on 13th of September and 14th October amid strict precautions for admission to the undergraduate medical courses in all medical institutions, including those governed under any other law. Today is International Day for Eradication of Poverty. The day presents an opportunity to acknowledge the effort and struggle of people living in poverty, a chance for them to make their concerns heard, and a moment to recognize that poor people are the first ones to fight against poverty. In an exclusive interview with AIR News, the Deputy Resident Representative of UNDP India, Nadia Rashid, said poverty is multidimensional and the people living in poverty experience different forms of deprivations, and it is important for us to address all of them.
Poverty is not only an economic issue, so it's not only about lack of income. Poverty also has social dimensions and it can also have environmental dimensions. So the theme really recognizes that poverty is multidimensional and that people living in poverty can experience many different forms of deprivation. And it's important for us to address all of these.
For the excerpts of the interview, listen to the Parikrama program on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies at 4:30 p.m. today.
The COVID-19 pandemic may have an adverse impact on mental health. Talking exclusively to AIR News, Dr. Sanjeev Sahni, psychologist, says emotional health is the key to a happy life. He adds, good food is important for a good mood.
How to deal psychologically during this time. And the first thing is you need to take care of your food because food and mood goes side by side. You need to cut something on salt and you need to cut something on sugar. You need to cut on carbohydrates because you are sitting at home. High carbohydrates may lead to aggressive behavior as well. Sleep is important. I want to tell you, especially the youngsters, 8 hours is good because you develop immunity. Emotional health is your key to happy life. So emotional health is more important at this point of a time than anything else.
In IPL cricket, today Rajasthan Royals take on Royal Challengers Bangalore and Dubai, while Delhi Capitals will face Chennai Super Kings at Sharjah. In yesterday's match, Mumbai Indians thrashed Kolkata Knight Riders by 8 wickets in Abu Dhabi. Quinton de Kock's undefeated knock of 74 runs off 44 balls helped Mumbai Indians to have a successful chase of 149 runs against Kolkata Knight Riders. They achieved the target in just 16.5 overs. Mumbai Indians are now back to the top in the points table.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will deliver a virtual keynote address at the inaugural function of Grand Challenges Annual Meeting GCAM 2020 on Monday. GCAM has fostered international innovation collaborations to address challenges in health and development for the last 15 years.
Now let us take a look at the weather today. The temperature in the national capital Delhi will hover between 17 and 35 degrees Celsius. It will have a mainly clear sky. In Mumbai, there will be a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature was 23 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be 33 degrees. Chennai will witness light rain with thunderstorm. The temperature will hover between 25 and 35 degrees. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature was 17 degrees in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 34 degrees. The city will have a mainly clear sky. Srinagar and Leh will have a mainly clear sky. The temperature in Srinagar will hover between 5 and 26 degrees. In Leh, the minimum temperature was minus 4 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 20. Gilgit will experience mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening, and the temperature will be between 5 and 28. In Muzaffarabad, there will be a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature was 12 and the maximum will be 29 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Active COVID-19 cases in the country dropped below 8 lakh mark for the first time in 1.5 months, while recovery rate rises to 87.78%. Health Minister says 3 vaccine candidates developing well in India, with 1 at stage 3 clinical trials. In Uttar Pradesh, 9 people killed in an accident in Pilibhit district. Over 69 lakh tons of paddy worth more than 13,000 crore rupees procured at NSP in the current Kharif season. Festival of Navratra begins all over the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi wishes happiness, peace and prosperity to people. And in IPL cricket today, Rajasthan Royals to take on Royal Challengers Bangalore and Dubai, and Chennai Super Kings to clash with Delhi Capitals at Sharjah. And with that, we end the midday news.